Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've taught me a lot, and I've been saying it in the last few weeks. You know, from the time I got hurt in the Houston game to the point now, you know, I definitely feel like I'm a better quarterback because of them. You know, I've learned a lot from them, just kind of how they carry themselves, how they attacked practice, how they executed in games. And for me to see that, that was huge for me, and I appreciate what they've done for me.
How much so does it help that they root for you? Because like Matt was excited for you last week. It showed, right? And that's not the case in the whole locker rooms where everybody's rooting for each other because of position.
I mean, they're true professional football players, and that's what it comes down to. They're all about the team. Whatever they can do to help the team is what they're going to do, no matter what the scenario calls for. So to have that type of support, you know, they sit and we watch film every day, and they're in there telling me what they see, what they feel. You know, they help me out a tremendous amount.
Kind of along those lines, I'm sure that's part of the answer to this next question, but Sean during the press conference talked about how he sees you as really developing even since the Miami game, the loss down against the Dolphins. Kind of take me through that from your perspective, how you think you've made progress, what you feel more comfortable with at this stage.
I mean, you just try to learn from every situation, and you know, we saw a different situation in Miami, you know, and we came down and had a tough one against the Jets, and you know, I took that and I learned from that situation, that game. You know, obviously didn't work out very great for us, but that's a situation that was new to me, something I've learned and something I can take, you know, into the next couple weeks, and have that in the back of my mind of knowing, you know, what not to do, what to do in certain situations. So, like I said, any type of game situation that I'm in, I get a chance to learn from it, and that's what we're trying to do.
An interesting game situation this weekend. Going against the Belichick defense, you kind of know in general what goes with that. How are you looking at this matchup in terms of X's and O's and maybe in terms of the opportunity it presents?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a great opportunity. We're going to play a really, you know, great football team, historically great football team, you know, with arguably one of the greatest coaches to ever coach in the National Football League. And for the opportunity to do that, you know, I'm blessed. But at the same time, you know, we got to go out, we got a game plan, we got to execute. They're going to be ready. You know, they seem like they always are, you know, and that's what makes Coach Belichick so great. You know, their defenses seem to game plan for everybody a little differently. So we'll kind of try to see what they're going to do early on, you know, and just try to go out there and execute and be us.
Was Tom Brady a guy that you watched growing up, and what part of his game, if you did, what part of his game did you kind of look at and go, I'd like to emulate that at some point?
I mean, Tom Brady was, you know, one of the guys that I looked up to growing up, you know, watching football, and you know, always wanted to watch him and seeing how, you know, great of a quarterback he is, obviously. But I got to see him as I grew up, and it's, you know, kind of surreal that I get a chance to, you know, face off against him. But at the same time, you know, I'm not playing against him; I'm playing against that defense. So that's what we're kind of game planning for. But you know, his game, he's been on ever since he's been on the field. You know, the way he attacks the game. How smart he is, you know, football-wise. Situational football is, you know, one of his key strengths, and he's just, you know, arguably one of the greatest to ever play.
View of the dominance New England has had over this specific franchise during the Belichick-Brady era?
Yeah, I'm pretty aware of it. And it's just one of those things where I don't know if it's a mental or physical edge, whatever it is, you know, like when you got a coach and a quarterback duo that's that good, I think any team is going to struggle with that, just based on how they, you know, prepare, how they play, how they go out there and execute. So, you know, that's kind of what every team wants to be, is, you know, the type of team that New England's been in the last, you know, couple decades. You know, they're constantly in the hunt for, you know, the Super Bowl. So to get a chance to play them at their house, and you know, they got a lot riding on this game too, so they're going to be ready. So we got to go out there and execute.
For Tom Brady to be 41 as an athlete, young athlete, what does that say about him, knowing what this game requires?
Well, obviously it means a lot to him. This game does. To play at the level that he's played at, you know, through his span and his career, and to still be going at that age. You know, when I was little, I didn't think I'd ever get the chance to play in it, just because, you know, it was a long time ago, and we're here now, and he's still one of the most dominant quarterbacks in the game. And like I said, it's, you know, I wouldn't say I have to tone down myself, but, you know, I got to continue to focus on playing, you know, the defense of New England, because, you know, people might get excited to go against him. And you know, he was a big part, you know, in my development, watching quarterbacks and who I wanted to be. And you know, he's the type of quarterback, you know, I tried to emulate growing up.
Josh, we've seen you have some success this year in short yardage with this league. You know, last week you were able to win the game. There was another play where you sort of reached the ball over the goal line for a touchdown. What in your mind makes that play successful, or is the key to success for that play?
You know, speaking of number 12, he does that extremely well. You know, we've watched a lot of tape on him, how he, you know, does the quarterback sneak. You know, he's been historically great at it. You know, it's really just trying to catch the defense off guard, just taking advantage of every opportunity. If there's a certain side that they're maybe a little more open to, if the linebackers aren't mugged up as tight as they need to be, and then just getting low and driving your legs and having to, you know, line in front of you do their job as well.
Dave Loveday talked about how, you know, it maybe sounds like a simple play, but there is quite a bit that goes into it to make it successful.
No, for sure. And, you know, different things that the defensive line can do, and their linebackers, depending on how tight they are. And if there's an open side, like I said, that we want to go to or attack, and there's a lot of communication before the play. As simple as it is, it's not just go up, snap the ball, and put your head down. But it's, I wouldn't say it's a complex play, but there's some things that go into it that you need to be successful.
Sunday, a lot of the veterans were talking about how the young guys are still learning how to win at this level. What would you say that, you know, in your first season you've learned about winning on this level and what it takes?
Well, obviously, I think it takes number one, ball security, and I think we're 4 or 5-0 when we haven't turned the ball over this season, and that speaks volumes to that stat. You know, that's one of the stats in the league that never lies. You know, turnover differential is pretty crucial in games in the NFL. So as long as we can take care of the ball on the offensive side, and our defense, you know, they play fantastic every week, it seems like, and you know, they're gonna do their best to try to force some turnovers, and when we can do that, I think we'll be pretty successful.
Josh, speaking of statistics that do that, would you consider completion percentage a stat that definitely can be a lying stat?
I mean, yeah, and you know, at the same time, I got to do a better job of you know, completing the ball. You know, when it's there. You know, obviously there's throwaways and different situations that you're in that maybe can decrease that and can lie, but you know, I'm not really focused on that. I'm focused on winning football games and moving the chains on third down, and like I said, putting the ball in the end zone.
Daniel says that he doesn't care about the completion percentage. He cares about, like you said, getting points. Is that the conversation you have? You don't worry about 13 to 26. It's more about how many points are on the board.
Correct. And like I said, there's a lot of different you know, the variables that go into that. But I mean, there's a lot of different variables that go into winning a football game as well, and I wouldn't say that that's a crucial stat. But at the same time, you know, I do want to complete it at a high percentage, and I do want to put the ball in our playmakers' hands, you know, when the time's called for it.
You say a bunch of variables. I'm assuming that one of the variables would be that you guys push it down the field a lot more than a lot of teams.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it that way too, and you know, I don't think it's something that we're consciously trying to do. It's just, you know, sometimes there's opportunities that arise, and we're trying to take advantage of them.
Josh, the one thing that Sean said is that he feels like the game has kind of slowed down for you a bit. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that's happened, and when did that kind of become prescient for you?
I think going back to the Houston game is when I kind of started feeling pretty comfortable back there. I started seeing things in the secondary that maybe I wasn't seeing. Protection-wise, I felt like I knew what I was doing, and you know, the past few weeks have just kind of, you know, helped that out. You know, I've seen, you know, more situations, you know, been in different types of situations and had different opportunities to play the game of football. And I'm still learning, and I'm still young, and that's what I love about this game, that it's still teaching me things.
So is that kind of the silver lining, if there is one, in the injury, in the sense that you felt that way in the Houston game, and then you have the opportunity to kind of step back and watch things from a developmental standpoint while not in the game, and then come back in, then it seems as if there's been some fairly steady progress since then. Is that a fair way to characterize what's going on?
For sure, and like you said, having, you know, one of the first questions was having Matt and DA here. You know, ever since DA got here, I felt like I've, you know, changed as a quarterback, changed as a football player, and you know, I owe them, you know, some credit as well.
For you, obviously going against the Patriots defense, but the fact that the other quarterback on the field is Tom Brady, you mentioned before that you didn't really ever maybe expect to be going against him. What does Sunday and this opportunity mean to you?
You know, it's another opportunity to go win a football game, and you know we're going to put forth our best effort, and our energy is going to be high as well as theirs, I'm sure, and you know they're going to be prepared. They're going to be ready to go. You know they've got you know, a really good team, really good defense. You know we're looking forward to the opportunity.